Hit your shots, kid.
Hit your shots, kid.
You can't kill him because you're not getting enough aim assist long range. Oh. Okay. 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 Okay, chat. Chat. Okay.
Okay.
Oh!
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I just want to give you guys a quick little video on how to pick the perfect sensitivity for you. Keep in mind, this is all a preference. If you have a sensitivity that you like to run, that works amazing for you, then by golly, run that sensitivity, don't change. If it works, don't fix it, in my opinion. However, there are some people who ask me pretty frequently on what my sensitivity is and how to pick the best sensitivity. So basically, I'm making this video for you. Basically, in Fortnite, you have your hipfire sensitivity, your ADS sensitivity, and your build sensitivity, which is the speed at which you build. Obviously, your build sensitivity is going to be the highest. Your base hipfire is going to be your kind of mid-ground, and then your ADS is going to be your lowest. But I don't particularly like to run a low sensitivity, because here's the thing. Here's how sensitivity works. I run a 6.6 XY, a 0.6 targeting, okay, and then a 1.35 build sensitivity. Here's the thing with sensitivity. If you have these things drastically different than each other, it's actually going to cause a little bit of discrepancy in your performance, because your brain, like, basically the way you learn to sense your sensitivity is your muscle memory. So gradually you'll adapt to whatever sensitivity you're running. But if you're constantly switching between like an insane build speed, like you're going to crank this all the way up to maximum. Oops, I just totally goofed my shit up. All right, it's only my mount sensitivity. Who cares? If I just crank my build sensitivity all the way up, so I'm just like building at a major speed. For one, I'm not used to it, so I'm gonna look like an idiot. But if I'm doing this and I'm playing at this like insane builder speed, like I can kind of do cool shit with building. And I'm sure as I got adapted to it, I could build even faster. But the moment I come out of this build sensitivity, so say I'm trying to build with a guy and track a guy who's underneath me, and I come out, all of a sudden I'm majorly slowed down with my base XY. And while my XY is going to be lower and allow me to track targets easier, because my brain is coming in and out of this build sensitivity and my base sensitivity, it's going to mess me up, and it's going to probably mess up your aim. But again, I say, if you guys do run a very high building sensitivity and you run a low base XY, and that works for you, then who am I to tell you otherwise? But in my opinion, most people will see a performance detriment if they have drastically different sensitivities. It's also the same reason if I go into my XY settings, that my XY is fairly low if you look at a lot of other professional controller players, but my targeting sensitivity is really high. I see a lot of other people rocking like 0.25 and 0.3 as their targeting sensitivity, but I find that my brain, if I'm aiming at a person in base XY like this, so say I'm tracking somebody left or right, like this, and then I go to ADS, if I'm playing on a very, very low ADS sensitivity, I find it hard to kind of keep my tracking as I come in and out of aiming. I've already made a video about the aim assist, how like the aim assist will be enhanced if you're coming in and out of aiming. So if I have a drastically different ADS and an XY sensitivity and I'm coming in and out of aiming, I think that will actually throw your aim. So my personal preference, I don't like to jack my XY sensitivity up to the moon. Now, I know that can, if you're playing in super close quarters, if you're constantly dropping tilted and staying there, everything you do is in a 1-by-1 fight, a 6.6 sensitivity will probably not be good for you, and these settings will probably overall not be good for you. But for me personally, most of this game is tracking deep. If you're playing scrims, if you're playing competitively, this game is tracking people who are like kind of mid-range. I think that's the best thing to do. So overall, guys, my advice to you, don't have a terrible difference between your XY. For your build sensitivity, I would advise gradually ramping it up. Basically, you do want to have your build sensitivity higher than your base XY sensitivity, but if you go too high too quick, what will happen is you'll throw off your ADS accuracy. And when you're build fighting somebody, it's very important that when you get that peak, so say this guy's underneath me, like when you get that peak, say he's coming up here, you want to be able to capitalize on it, because in a build fight, especially when you're playing somebody who is at your skill level where you want to be at your highest performance, they're only going to give you milliseconds of time to peak and get that headshot in, you know? So if you're spinning around and you're going crazy with your build sensitivity, and then you got to come back in and try to track your target, and you're operating on a much different base sensitivity than your build sensitivity, you can run into a lot of trouble. Again, I know this is totally preference, but this is my personal advice to you. Again, if you guys don't want to run this build sensitivity or take this build sensitivity advice because what you're doing already works great for you, then that is absolutely fantastic. I know Gronky, one of my buddies, he's an Xbox GOAT. He's also on YouTube. Feel free to check him out. But he runs, I think, a 1.7 build sensitivity. He actually did go all the way up to 1.9 and then reeled it back in. That's one thing you will see with a lot of people who are high-level controller players. This is so different to a lot of us that we will be kind of messing around with our sensitivities. Like I said, I'm basically every couple of days tapping up my build sensitivity by like 1.35. I was at 1.25 for like a week, and now I'm gradually trying to ramp it up. I personally won't ever go above 1.5 for a build sensitivity, my personal preference, because that would, again, just be causing too much deviation between my base sensitivity and my building sensitivity, and it would make it really, really hard and really, really inconsistent to hit my shots. But yeah, that's basically what I want to get out of the way. I get asked this a lot, so I figured I'd give a quick little video on how to pick the best sensitivity for you. Like I said, don't let anybody tell you what the best quote-unquote sensitivity is, because there is no such thing as a best sensitivity. Your best sensitivity is the sensitivity where you can get the fastest speed, the most fluid movement, while also maintaining really, really great aim at the same time. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, hit that sub if you're new. And if you guys do want to support my channel, you can use code OBEYUPSHALL in the item shop to buy your V-Bucks. Cheers, dudes, and I'll catch you guys in the next live stream on my Twitch.